Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's just my opinion, Bob. And today is November 26, 2025. Tomorrow's Turkey Day, Thanksgiving in the U.S. So me and Mary, we're not into turkey too much, so we go Italian. We're having the rigatoni with meatballs and sausage with gravy. Then we're going to have the antipasto. Get some Italian bread for dessert. We'll do the cannolis or maybe some ricotta pie. We'll see how that all works out. But everybody has their own likes for that feast day, and that's ours. So again, it's November 26th. And again, I try and date these videos so you'll know. I guess I'm going to word this as one of the things I want to mention is now you see it, now you don't. Some people will comment on my videos 4-6 months later and say, oh, I like that guitar. I'm looking for that one. Tell me where you got that one so I can get it. A lot of this stuff is here one day and it's gone the next. You got to move on it. It's the best I can tell you. I'm not a salesman. I'm not selling anything. I mean, I sell guitars like you probably sell guitars. If there's something I want to get rid of, I just sell it. But I'm not in the business of selling guitars. And I think some people mistake that. Some people have good intentions. I got a comment the other day. They sent it to me personally, not on the site. And they said, Bob, cut out the talking, will you? Just say the specs of the guitar and the features of it and then the price, because I was in sales. And you can do much better selling guitars if you provide this information. Well, that's great if I was selling guitars, but I'm not. I buy a guitar so I can see what it's like, review it, and show you what it's like and see if it's up your alley or not. Some of them probably aren't, and some of them are. So I just wanted to get that straightened out. What else I want to get straightened out? Well, yeah, I'm going to say the Chinese guitars, as far as Bob is concerned, my opinion, as far as I'm concerned, Chinese guitars are now the standard. There's all different levels. There's a Shiemo, or however you pronounce it, but that's my best pronunciation, which is the top of the top. That's the top of the... Those are the guitars that are going to be more affordable than a Collins, a Martin, a Taylor, all of them, and give you probably even better quality. They're superb, and they're made in China. And then you have middle-of-the-road guitars, like I'm going to talk about today, where if you're just getting a solid top and a laminated back and side guitar, they're mastering those too. And that's why so many American companies are having their stuff built over there, along with some upper high-end Canadian companies are also having their stuff built over there. They're using the Eastman factory and things like that for these all-solid wood guitars that they're selling. So do some research and hate them if you want them, but that's the standard. I told you many times before, it's like the automobile. They started out sending an automobile over here and the dealer would have $12 worth of parts in stock. And now look at, they've taught us how to make better cars in this country. So that's that. So today, as I promised, I wanted to talk about this Firefly guitar that came the other day. And that's what I wanted to tell you before I say this. In my last review, I had the previous model of this. I had the previous model of the Firefly. I had a knockoff D40. This is based on a D45. I had a D45 knockoff from China. I had a knockoff D50 from China. And then I had an all-solid wood Fender, which it was not a knockoff. It's a Fender guitar. It's an all-solid wood. It was the California Vintage Series. Beautiful guitar. All four of those guitars are gone out of the house. They went. I just reviewed them. I showed them, and they're all gone. Just like these four guitars I'm going to show. I might hang on to a couple of these, but I'm just going to review them, and they're gone. But I'm not in the business of selling guitars. I don't sell anything online. I've been burnt enough doing that, buying something that somebody said was one thing, and to me it was something different. So anyways, let's get back to the review. The previous model I got, I was very satisfied with. I mean, for $300, it was a nice guitar. This one now that replaced it for $300 is a much better guitar. It's better in a lot of different ways. Maybe not for you, but it is for me. The first thing I remarked on the other one was the neck. It had a little bit of a kind of like a baseball bat, but it played fine. It was fine. It was no problem with it. But it had that thicker feel. This has a much thinner neck on it. So I'm not going to say these were made in two different factories, this run from the other run, but this is very similar in a lot of ways to the all-solid wood one they made. I've still got to pull out the pickup and see if I can tell. I don't think. The grain matches, that's why I can't tell. The grain shouldn't really be matching. The grain does, but that's not a guarantee either. But I'll get to the bottom of it, and I'll post it in the comments below on this YouTube video, what I find out. So anyways, the neck, I'm just going to read you, because I had to write it down. I'm going to tell you the differences between this model and the previous model. And they're both the same price. And if you're interested in this model, today's the 26th. Don't wait 3 months from now to try and order it, because you know these things don't last long on guitarsgarden.com. That's where I got this. So this is the differences. The first thing is the headstock. The headstock is a different one from the previous one. This is more ornate. It has more abalone on it and around the edge. It's a little bit different, along with the tuners. These are different tuners. Some people might not like that plastic or whatever material it is on the knobs, but I do. As you know, I like decorative things on the guitar because I'm not that great of a player. So if somebody's watching the guitar and looking at that, they're not paying attention to me. Along with that, I had the slim neck. And this is the other thing I wanted to mention. The neck on the other guitar, the neck on the previous model, it's sloped down a little bit at the end. It was not perfectly set. It could be adjusted with the truss rod, because I mentioned the action was, for a rhythm player, the action was a little high. This one, no. This is right on the money. The neck is set. The action is perfect. If you see my other videos, this is my go-to anytime I go to buy a guitar, used or new. This is what I use. I put this is a painter stick. I put an 18-inch painter stick on here, and when I slide it down, it's got to hit the saddle. If it hits the saddle, this neck is perfectly set. If it comes down and hits the bridge like this, and no, then you've got to have an adjustment. When it hits the saddle like that, you're in, and this one does. The previous model didn't. It wasn't off a lot, but it was enough that it had to be adjusted. So that's an important thing to me. The other difference is the projection. This thing projects like I can yell, like I used to yell in the steel mill. This thing projects pretty good. It's a noticeable difference. Noticeable difference. And along with that, I think the tone is more balanced. The previous model had more sparkle. This has the bottom end along with that sparkle, in my opinion. I believe they're the same type of strings from whatever they're using on these things. As far as the top, my friend Dale mentioned when I made a comment online, he says that an aged top is okay as long as it doesn't look like the banana. Well, this one here, this is a Chinese knockoff. This one has definitely got the Chiquita banana tone to it, okay? This is definitely Chiquita banana. This one is more like Martin does it. You can see the difference right from here. This is more of an aged tone, all right, which looks nice. At least it looks nice to me. Maybe some people still prefer just all natural, but whatever. But I like it. So let me see. Oh, the other thing is this. The construction seems to be different on this. This has the back support inside. If you can see the rib that goes all the way down along the back. That rib goes all the way down the back of the guitar. The other one, it was a different build. It just had the cross ribs. The all solid wood had that rib going down. The other thing is there's no label inside of this guitar. It's just burnt into that rib, that strip. Just like the all solid was. So I'm going to take that thing out. We're going to get to the bottom of it. But for Dale and anyone else interested, the nice thing about this one, if it makes a difference to you, is the frets. In the last one, I showed you how the frets were short. They didn't extend all the way to the binding. Well, in this one, they extend all the way to the binding. It goes over the fretboard and extends all the way to the binding, which many guitarists will tell you that's how it should be. And this has it. Last but not least, the nut is inch .68. It's almost inch and 3/4, just a little short. The top, the solid top, is 3.8 millimeters. So it's normal. Most of them are 4 millimeters that I find. But, and the battery goes just like in the other one. The battery is in the bottom with your input. Plays nice, sounds nice. You probably can't tell on this, but...
About a year ago, I set out on my own, seeking my fame and fortune, looking for the pot of gold.
Yeah, it's got a lot of projection, a lot of tone. And I told you I would compare it to the other one I got the other day. I got the, here it is. This is the D45 copy, and this is the Cedar. And as I mentioned, I had one of these before, maybe about a year and a half ago I bought one. I wasn't too thrilled with it. It was okay, but it just wasn't for me. But I got this. I said I'm going to just try this again because this is from a different factory now. And this one is for me. Cedar, every Cedar guitar I've played, I've had them by different companies. I've had them by Washburn. I've had them by the knockoffs. I've had them by different makers with Cedar, and I'm never too impressed. But this one impressed me. It's got that nice sound, and it's got projection to it. It's different than the Firefly. It's a little bit more boomy. This is what I'm telling you, people. You can say Chinese guitars are junk if you want, but you're foolish if you think that. This is another $300 job. Where are you going to buy something like this for $300 with that kind of sound? Electric acoustic, solid cedar top, laminated rosewood back and sides. You know, compared to the Firefly, it's two different guitars. One spruce, one cedar. They're both electric acoustic. It's two different sounds. And with that, I understand some people, rightly so, some people want to get an all solid wood guitar. If it's not all solid wood, well, it can't be that great, and blah, 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 blah. I've had several all solid wood guitars. And a lot of them I've passed on. Passed them on to other people because I found, here's two examples. Both of these sound as good or better in most of the cases than my solid tops that I had, which includes Recording King, Washburn, the last Fender, California I had. These things sound much better than it. Now, they don't sound as good as my Fender Paramount or my Epiphone Master Build. I prefer those, but these are excellent. They're much better than my Alvarez, and I have to say they're better than my Yamaha, and it takes really something to beat a Yamaha because my Yamaha FG830 was my standard, and these both surpass it. Very, very impressive. So if you want one of these Fireflies, don't wait too long, because you know how that company works. Here one day and gone the next. So, but I really like this guitar. The intonation's fine. A lot of people don't like that fancy neck, but boy, it sure suits me. Everybody's got their own taste. Everybody's got their own style of music. So what can I say? Just as a comparison, though, I play this guitar all the time. And I play this guitar all the time because I like the neck. It's like that Les Paul neck. This is just a hair thinner than this Firefly, but it's got that nice plays nice, but the other one kind of sounds better. The Firefly sounds pretty nice, and that Cedar one sounds pretty nice, but it looks pretty too. And this is the other one I had. This is that D45 knockoff that I can't tell if it's all solid. Same thing. The grain looks right, but I don't know how to tell. The grain matches. So is it solid? Is it laminated? I don't know. But it was $300, and it's got a darker tone to it. This is what I would think Cedar would sound like, but not necessarily. If you can hear the difference or not, but it seems a little darker to me. So, yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Thinking about mama, thinking about the kids. Only I know. It's alright if you love me. It's alright if you don't. I run away, honey. I hear you say, honey, I get the feeling you don't. Anytime a guitar makes you feel like playing and singing, it's got to be a winner, right? So, all right, I just wanted to show that comparison. So I'm going to tell you that, in my opinion, that is the Firefly, that model. It's a GD45 FE. The F stands for fancy, of course, for the fretboard, and the E stands for electric. But that's my recommendation. I think that guitar is a winner for a midline guitar. Well, it's a midline guitar price-wise, but it's a notch above, all right? So have a nice Thanksgiving, and I will try and do a video on the two electrics I've picked up if they're going to be here Monday. So I'll try and get that done before I go to New York. So see y'all later. Have a good day.